Welcome to my Big Brother 5 simulation. So, I've done the past I think 3 of the 4 seasons of Big Brother, where Autumn won Season 2. Season 3, I think it was Jason who won, and Season 4 was Erica. So now we're going to see if Drew Daniel can win again, or if one of the Pinky Swear Alliance wins Big Brother this round. So, I've created the alliances from the original season, and the twins are there, and Holly and Jace have an alliance. So everything's similar to what it was in the season 4. So let's proceed to the HOH. And we have our alliances. Oh, and we have some highlights. So this season has some relationship highlights. So Karen and Will feel mutually neutral towards each other. And Karen and Scott feel mutually neutral towards one another. So it seems like everyone's pretty much neutral. So Nokomis and Cowboy are half siblings. They are not aware of this. And Nokomis becomes our first head of household. Let's see where she decides to go with this. Marvin is safe. Karen is safe. Mike is safe. Adria is safe. Will is safe. Diane is safe. Lori is safe. Cowboy is safe. Scott is safe. Holly is safe. And our first nomination is from the Guys Alliance, and it's Drew and Jace. So Drew could be the first person in my simulation to win his original season and be voted out in the simulation. So let's see what happens for veto. So Nokomis chooses Diane to participate. Drew chooses Cowboy. Jace chooses Holly. So let's see what happens at veto. And as expected, the competition beast, Drew wins his power of veto, saving himself from eviction. And Drew uses it on himself, and Nokomis names Scott as the replacement. So we have Scott and Jace as the nominations. Let's see what happens. I think it probably will be Scott going home. Drew votes to evict Jace. Holly obviously is going to vote to evict Scott. Scott. Jace. 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 And Jace is evicted by a vote of 8-2. Let's see if the guys can pull back and win this HOH, or is it going to be a Pinky Swear Alliance just walk through the whole game? Because we have 3 left in the 4 Horsemen, and the Pinky Swear Alliance still has their 5. Everyone's still neutral. Cowboy switches it up as he wins head of household. Oh, and we finally have our twin twist. Adria switching places with twin Natalie. Natalie will enter the house if Adria survives 4 weeks. Okay, so if Natalie will enter if Adria survives. So I think if it would be smart if Cowboy, he doesn't know this, but it'd be smart if he votes out Adria. Let's see who he nominates. Oh, and he does. Cowboy nominates Adria and Diane. See if Adria can survive. Because we have Drew, Karen, and Nokomis competing. Nokomis wins power of veto. Will she save Diane, or will she save Adria, or will she keep the nominations the same? She uses the power of veto on Adria. And Cowboy names Marvin as the replacement, which is very strange. So we have Marvin and Diane nominated. And we're probably going to see another guy go home. Because Marvin, Diane, Marvin, Diane, Marvin. I think it's Marvin's time to go. 6-3, Marvin is evicted. Let's see what happens for this HOH. As we still are in the same spot we were last week. Adria wins HOH, which means she only has to survive one more week, and then the alliance, the Pinky Swear, goes to 6. I think they're probably going to nominate Drew again to get him out. Yep, we have Scott and Drew nominated for eviction. So if Cowboy wins veto, the girls are going to have to turn on each other. Excuse me. Diane's participating. Cowboy's participating in the veto. Drew asks Mike to participate. Diane wins veto. Oh boy, I wonder what they're gonna do. And Diane does a very smart move by vetoing Scott, and Adria names Cowboy as the replacement. So we have the two strongest allies and the final two of Big Brother 4 on the block with Cowboy and Drew. But we're gonna see Drew probably be evicted. Yeah, it's a landslide. Every vote. 8-0. Drew has been evicted. So we have Jace, Drew, and Marvin all evicted. We have Michael and Scott left. And they better get Adria off, or they're going to have a 6-person alliance. Diane wins HOH, which means we're likely gonna either see the end of the Four Horsemen, or we're gonna see one of the girls end up in the getting the raw end of the stick. I think it's gonna be Cowboy. Yep, Cowboy and Scott. Adria, Lori, and Nokomis play. And Nokomis wins veto, which means we're likely going to see Cowboy be evicted from the Big Brother house. Odd. Nokomis uses the power of veto to save Scott, and Mike is the replacement. So Cowboy, 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 Mike, Cowboy, Mike. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one vote. By a vote of 4-3, Cowboy just barely went home. Natalie now enters the house. We have one more person in the house, with Natalie coming in, with now them having a 5% alliance. Looks like Diane is not in the alliance anymore. Oh, she is. 5% alliance. Wonder if they'll go after Scott this week. Up, but they can't, as Scott wins a head of household just when he needed it. Wonder who he's going to nominate. And he nominates exactly who he should nominate. Both of the twins, Natalie and Adria. Diane Nokomis and Karen participating. And Natalie, first week in the house, and she wins veto. And Scott does exactly what he should do in that case and nominates Nokomis. So either Nokomis, the strong player, or Adria, the strong player, is going home. And I think it's Adria. Nokomis, Adria, Nokomis, Adria. And Adria, you've been evicted by a vote of 5-2. So we're likely going to see Scott go up if one of the girls wins. It'll be interesting to see if Mike, Karen, or Lori or Holly win. What happens? But we now have a 4-person alliance opposed to a 5. It doesn't look like Natalie is attached to those 4, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with her. Karen wins head of household. A floater could win this game, just like season 2. So let's see what happens. Oh, Karen still nominates Scott, but nominates Natalie as well, giving Scott a chance to win veto. Diane, Holly, and Lori are participating. So no Nokomis. But Diane wins veto. Diane does not use the power of veto. So Scott's only hope is that he lucks out and people want Natalie out. Natalie. Ooh, 2 votes Natalie. 3 votes Natalie. 4 votes Natalie. And Natalie is going home right after her twin by a 5-1 vote. So Scott could win HOH. He could slip his way to the end. So let's go to the head of household after we see what happens next. Will wins head of household. I think our male member of the alliance. Let's see what he decides to do. We know Scott's going up. No, we don't. Scott is safe. Unless he's backdooring Scott. Scott is going to be safe this week. And Scott decides to... not Scott. Will decides to nominate 2 pawns. No, not 2 pawns, 2 floaters. We have Lori and we have Holly. Diane, Scott, and Karen are participating. Diane wins power of veto. Just as I thought, Diane uses the power of veto to save Lori, and Will backdoors Scott. America votes for Mike to win a walk-on role for Y&R. Okay. They give speeches about why they should stay. Scott. And it took a long time, but Scott is evicted. It took 7 weeks, but all of the 4 horsemen are evicted. Alright, let's get to the next HOH. Oh, I didn't realize Karen was in that alliance. So Karen is in the Pinky Swear alliance. And Lori wins HOH. So it'll be interesting if she targets the four of them. Because there's nowhere to go with the Horsemen anymore. And we finally see it. Nokomis and Diane. Both are comp beasts, so let's see what happens when they face off. So America votes for Will to win a call from home. Great. And Karen, Will, and Mike participate. Will wins power of veto. He does not use the power of veto. I think he might be the win this season based on how well he's been playing. And Nokomis gets a vote. Diane, Nokomis. We have a tie. And Lori votes to evict Nokomis. Good job. So we have our final 6, with Will and Mike being the only males left. And Diane, Karen, and Will are the final 3 members of the alliance left, with Holly, Lori, and Mike being our floaters of the season. See what happens for this HOH. And we have Holly winning the HOH. Let's see what Holly does this week, and if she targets Diane and Karen. And it's exactly who she nominates, Diane and Karen. And if if one of them comes off, she can vote out Will. The final 3 people will participate. Holly also wins Golden Power of Veto. She does not use the power of veto. And we see Diane being evicted with 3 votes. So we now have Will and Karen left from that alliance, with Lori, Holly, and Mike taking the majority of the house. Let's see if the Pinky Swear Alliance can come back, or are they finally going to be done this week? And they may be done because Mike wins head of household. And the first time every single person has won a competition in the game that is left in the house. And it looks like he is not going to nominate someone from that alliance. He's going to nominate Holly and Lori, fearing probably that they're going to take the win like Autumn did. And the veto is going to be won by Will. He's probably going to keep the nominations exactly the same. He does not use it. Holly or Lori are going home. And as expected, Holly is evicted from the Big Brother house. We have our final 4. 2 guys, 2 girls left. And Karen wins head of household, which means we're going to get Mike and Lori up because she has a strong connection with Will. So I'm guessing those 2 convinced Mike to send Holly home, because that was a great move. I think Will and Karen might win this game. Lori wins the power of veto, which is which really changes things, because now Karen has to name Will the replacement. Good for Lori. And Lori does something strange and votes to evict Mike. Okay, Lori. That was a dumb move. Because now Karen and Will have the advantage. So let's see if Lori can pull out a win. And she pulls out a win for part 1. Will wins part 2. And congratulations, Will, you are the final head of household. And of course, Will votes to evict Lori, as the Pinky Swear Alliance is in the final 2, Karen and Will. 2 head of households for Karen, 2 head of households for Will, and 2 POVs for Will. Let's see who they decide to vote to win. Wow, by a vote of 5-2, Karen beats out Will, probably because Will backstabbed a lot, and this was probably a bitter jury. Let's take a look at the votes. Yep, she got Karen's vote, she got Holly's vote, Diane's vote, Natalie's vote, Nokomis's vote, Scott's vote. So the votes that she missed were Lori and Mike, who were not pissed off at Will, I guess. Scott, of course, wins fan favorite. That was a shocking win. Bitter jury. As we can see, Drew, Mike, Jace went out early. Scott survived. 2 votes. He orchestrated the eviction of the twins back to back. And Nokomis, Diane went back to back. Holly survived on her own 9 places. And if Lori wouldn't have voted out Mike, and if she would have voted out Will, she might have been in 2nd place or 1st place. All right. Let's proceed. We have total wins were a tie between Will and Diane with 4, and almost everyone had a HOH win, with Will and Karen tying with 2, and 3 POV wins for Diane. Everyone was pretty much the same popularity. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow or sometime in the future for Big Brother 6. Thanks.